What we are going to discuss in this video is what we call a standard form or a standard index form in some cases, right? So what it means here is that now assuming I give you 2 plus 2, right? So you can do these things. Okay, maybe -1 plus 3. You can also do this thing, right? So here is going to be 4 and then here is going to be positive 2, right? So these are the simple calculations that we can do. So what about I have a very large number, let's say 3600014040123 and so on and so forth, right? This is a very large number. Is that okay? And then plus another large number that you can think of, right? So anything that you can think of, these are 00. So I want you to combine this addition, right? This may be simple in some cases, or maybe it may be very difficult or maybe tedious in doing the calculations, right? Okay, that is very, very simple. So this is where the name standard form comes in, right? So that is just a name behind. So what is the most important thing about a standard form is that it makes the calculation very easy, right? So maybe in the other cases, this is a very large number. So the vice versa here, what about I have a very small number here, 0.00, maybe 6, 3, 2, 1, 4, 0, 1, 2, and so on and so forth. This is a very small number there. So you should subtract that by 0.001234 and so on and so forth, right? So these are very small numbers that we want to perform the operation on this thing, right? So the case here is that if you have a very large or small number, I can easily rewrite that word in what we call a standard a standard form or maybe a standard index form so that the calculations will be easy. That is where the standard forms comes in. So let's have a look at this example here. Now here's the question that says that express 0.0034 into what? A standard form, right? So you are required to know or you must know the meaning of what the standard form or exactly what we call or who do you call what a standard form. This is what it means. So if it's we say that something or somewhere is in standard form, this is what it means that your first number here, what I mean by your first number, the number before the multiplication sign here must be between 1 to 10, right? So that is the first step here. So the number before the multiplication sign here must be, between what 1 to 10. And then multiply by 10 here raised to the power n. So this n here is a number. So which type of a number is going to be here? That is what we call an integer. Right, so say integer here, integers as between what negative and what positive numbers. Is that okay? These are just some few examples that I'm listening. It can be 10, -10, and so on and so forth. If you don't know what an integer is, maybe comment in the comment section below for here, right? By the way, if you want to see anything under standard form or real number system, or maybe any topic that you are interested in, let's hear from you in the comment section so that we can easily upload the videos on that, right? If you enjoyed this video, so don't forget to give yourself a thumbs up and then comment down below if you have any issue. Now from hence, this is what we are going to call what a standard form. So at a number between 1 to 10, then multiply by 10, yeah, everything raised to the power of n, right? So for example, here, so we can say that 2.3 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 2. This is exactly in a standard form. Why? Because it satisfies what this condition that says that the number before the multiplication here has to be 1 to 10. Of course, 2.3 is between 1 to 10, right? And then multiply by 10 raised to the power another integer here. Is that okay? So what about this? What about 0.6 multiplied by 10 raised to the power -2? Can we say that this is also in the standard form? This is not in a standard form. Why? Right? So why here? Because first one, the number here is not between 1 to 10. Can you see? This is the definition, right? So the number before the multiplication has to be between what 1 to 10, right? Of course, this is not between what 1 to 10. So this doesn't qualify to be a standard form. What about this? What about it? Let's say it's 7.2 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 2. This is also not in a standard form, right? Why here? Because the number before the multiplication sign here is more than 10, right? So the definition says that you must be between the ages of a year to 10 years before you can qualify to be a member of this standard form, right? So back to our question here is that you want to convert this guy to a standard form. Of course, this is not in the standard form because the number it does is 0.00034 is less than what? Less than 1, right? So you want to rewrite this guy to look something similar to maybe this one. So let's see how to do that. Since we know where we are heading towards, so what I mean by that, we want to rewrite this guy to look something of this nature. So, by the way, this is what we call a standard form, right? So, what are we going to do here? Here's the point. We have a 0.00, so we are going to move this point here to where we are going to have a number that is not 0, right? So, the first number that is not 0, that is where we are going to end here. So, how many times are we going to move? Here's the point. So, we are moving 1, 2, 3. Of course, we cannot end here. So if you end here still, the value is the same. So we are going to end on the first number here, the first digit here. That is not what 0. So we are moving the point from here. So meaning that under normal sequential, you should have something like 0 here, 0, 0, 0, 3.4, right? So 3.4, which is the same as the 0 before the number here, is the same as 3.4 here. Is that okay? Okay, once you are moving the points here, it means that we are changing the natures of this number here. So you are going to multiply that by 10 raised to the power. How many times have you moved here? 1, 2, 3, 4. You moved 4 times. So meaning that we are going to be raised to the power of 4. Pay close attention. So raised to the power of 4 here. Here is not going to be positive. The reason is that you move before a number that is not 0. So if the point is before a number that is not 0 here, always the exponent of whatever you are going to get here must be what? A negative. Is that okay? So here, look at something. Here's the point. You move the point how many times? 4 times. Because the point is before a number that is not 0. Right? So once this thing happens here, the exponent of the 10 here is going to be what? A negative. For sure, this guy is what? In the standard form. The reason is that the number before the multiplication side is between 1 to 10. So 3.4 is between 1 to 10. And then multiply by 10 here, of course, raised to the power an integer, which is what? Negative 4. Right? So perfect. Now, what about the next question? So the next question here says that we are of 4.95 exponent n here. Everything is going to be equal to 0.0495, right? So this is what we want to find the values of find n. So we are going to find the values of the n in this case. Now the key here is that we are going to use the idea for a standard form. Is that okay to express that? Now the meaning of this equal to sign here is telling me or maybe you watching me here right now that these two numbers here must be the same. So here's the case. If I say $2 is equal to $2, this is true, right? So what about $2 is equal to $3? It is not the case. Is that okay? So this is not true. So the meaning of the equal to sign here is to tell us that anything that is on the left hand side here must be the same thing on the right hand side, right? Okay, so perfect. Now we are going to convey that idea here to express or to solve or maybe this problem here. So since this guy is already in the standard form, can you see something of this nature? Right? So since that guy is already in standard form, the question is supposed to be like this, right? So this is how the question is supposed to be. That's the 4.95 multiplied by 10 exponent n. So this is exactly what in the standard form. Is that okay? So you must convert this guy to what, a standard form before you proceed. So here we are having what 4.95 multiplied by what 10 raised to the power, and it's going to be, now you know how to convert this guy to the standard form. So here we are going to have 4.95 multiplied by what 10 here. You know how I'm getting this, right? So here most of 1 2, right? So 1 2 here. So is it going to be negative or positive? I guess you should pause and come back and come and check this. So congrats for just trying, right? So here is going to be a -2 because then the point here is before the number that is what not 0, right? So before the number that is since you are moving to that number here, the exponent of the 10 here is going to be negative. Is that okay? So perfect. Now you can see that I can see 4.95 here, I can see 4.95 here, I can see 10 here, I can see 10 here, right? Is that okay? So the only thing that is left here is just the n. So this tells me that for sure that n is going to be equal to -2. Is that okay? So this is how simple you solve some of the questions under one standard form. So in our next video, maybe you may be solving like additions and maybe multiplications of a numbers or in the stand. This is just similar to how you solve a simple thing like maybe let's say 23 plus 1 and so on and so forth. But here we are not just going to deal with just a number like this. We are going to handle people that are coming from a standard family, right? A standard form of family. So this is examples of the questions that I'm trying to explain. So here's another question that says that you should express in a standard form the value of this, right? So we are going to find the values of this and then express our answer in a standard form. So how do you go about something like this, right? In the standard form. Comment below if you want us to solve this thing in our next video, or if you have a special question that you want us to help you. Make sure that you leave it in the comment section below. Any topic or any subtopic that you want us to help you. So thank you for watching.